you ask for outside skirt, you can always ask for it, you know, unpeeled, and that way you know which one you got. All right, so skirt stake is the main value in the plate. And then we have some short ribs, so we're going to take that off next. Okay, got it? Yeah, that would be good for that. Very flavorful. All right, now we take off the plate from here. See that right there? That's the short ribs right there. So I'm going to knock this off right about here. Maybe a little bit higher up. And this is going to be the plate, and this is going to be the rib. All right? So yeah, hit that. That's the rib structure, right? You got the rib bones, the chine bone, and the feather bones, right? Rib, chine, feather. All right, hit it. Click it. Oh, sorry, I'm slow. Now, that's what I'm making right now. That's the primal rib right there. So let me saw this off. So that is that big thing, all right? And there's a reason why you might want this. It's called the tomahawk chop. And that's where they leave the rib bone on and make a big, like a ribeye steak that has this huge bone structure on it. Which is not too common, but they do sell it. So this would be that would be the tomahawk chop. Imagine that as a steak, right? It's huge. Now what they're doing is they're selling the tomahawk chop not just for one person, but for they're saying, all right, we have a tomahawk chop for 4. You know what I mean? Where you would put it out on the plate. Slice it and then push it together. Click it again. And click it one more time. See, that's the tomahawk chop. All right? So to get that, you'd have to have a primal, or you buy it as a portion cut. All right? So there are places that buy the primal and they do it themselves.
This is a ribeye.
Yeah, that's all ribeye. Yeah. And that would be the tomahawk chop. You understand what the tomahawk chop is?
Yes.
Okay. Click back. Yeah, there you go. So let's stick on that for a couple minutes.
Is the rib
On the bottom, you see the short ribs, right? What we're going to do now is we're going to take off the short ribs. We're not making a tomahawk, so we're going to take this off here.
It's sure because there's a tender cut or the tough cut.
What, short rib? Mm-hmm. It's a little bit on the tough side, but you can make them tender by the cooking style. You know, you do the Kalbi rib is like an unrolled rib where they unroll it. Yeah, they take it like it would be thin like this, unrolled, and then grilled with the bone still attached. And that would be like the Kalbi rib.
Where's the rib? Where's the bone?
On this one, I left it. I took it off. You know what I mean? Or they cut them this way, across the bone, like that, where you have 3 bones in each one, thin like this, which is very tasty. You marinate and then grill, real high heat. Very flavorful.
It's like kind of like chewy. It's kind of
Yeah, but in a good chewy,
Yeah.
like hanger steak kind of chewy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little bit of chew means texture, means not necessarily tough like you would think of like a beef shank tough. You know what I mean? All right, so what I'm going to do is take this off here. This is going to be short ribs. Doing yesterday.
Oh,
No. By hand, yeah. So, this piece right here, we count 1, 2, 3, and we cut this off like this. And we peel this outer layer, and that's called 3-bone short ribs. And that's how you buy them a lot of times, as 3-bone short ribs, or you can buy them already blocked or cut down to size. Huh?
it's beautiful.
So that's 3-bone short ribs, and then you cut them like this. All right? That's your tender, tasty short ribs. We buy them like this here at the school, and then we cut them into either larger portion, like this, sometimes small portion. You can also buy boneless short rib, right? They take the underblade, right? We talked about the underblade, the section of the chuck. They take the underblade and they turn that into boneless short rib. I would take this. And then I would take these. I would cook that like boneless short ribs. You know? Very flavorful. Slow cook.
It's now this cut.
I would slow cook this and this. Put one over the other like that. Over polenta. Sell it as boneless short ribs for $22. Is it short ribs?
Yes.
No, not really. But it's close, right next door.
So what's the name of this cut?
Huh?
What's the name of this?
This piece right here. This is more of it. This is called it could be called the decal, but in the meat buyer's guide it's called the blade meat. Blade meat, which is it's very tasty. Blade meat makes excellent boneless short ribs. See this right here. That's it. It's got a number, 109B. Got a knife sticking in it. A white knife. There, that was official. But that's it. I'm going to pull this off so you'll see it. But I wanted to show you what the 3-bone short ribs are. That's what a lot of places will buy. What about the rest of them? Here, put that on the high value side. The rest of these short ribs, they don't have enough meat on them. You know, they're super lean. I mean, they're super fatty. You see? So it's too much fat. So we're gonna bone those out. That 3-bone one has lots of lean, where these not so much. But if you wanted to, you could pull this out. In fact, the meat between the bones, this meat here, that's called finger meat. Yeah, this meat between the bones is very flavorful. Yeah, they do make beef bacon, but I find it to be kind of horrible. Beef fat is not a really palatable fat. You know what I mean? Like in a sense of eating it plain. Pork fat is very tasty, but beef fat not so much. But that's the finger meat. That's the meat between the bones. Intercostal meat. That's very tasty. I've seen this braised or barbecue, like slow cook, even sous vide, and then grill. It's really kind of interesting flavor. Finger meat. Anyway, you mess with this. So all of this, let's put on the reasonable side for tomorrow, for trim. Here's more, here's more. There's some on there.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, so tomorrow you're gonna take this and turn it into 80% lean, 20% fat. I'm gonna have you cut it into little cubes too, maybe.
You wanna taste it?
Sausage.
我就不能按时下课。
What's the percentage of meat, fat and lean meat?
What?
Sausage.
Wow.
Sausage? Depends on the sausage, but usually 70% lean, 30% fat. The rest of the plate, is just this bone structure. This bone is the sternum, the center of the animal, the breastbone, basically. And, you know, not a lot of value here, a lot of fat. If it was pork, this would be the belly, you know what I mean?
This is a plate, right? This is a plate.
That would be like part of the ribs. This right here,
This is the plate.
this is the plate, yeah. And there's a part in here that's kind of good, that I like a lot. This little section in the middle, see that right there? That's really flavorful. In some cultures, that would be called the navel, you know, like the belly button. It's here in the U.S. they would use that for pastrami.
Do we get to do sausages or something like that?
Yes. Did you not look at the course guide? Come
Yes, I did, but you never know.
on. What? Didn't say sausage on day 8? When we make breakfast sausage, where we take 10 pounds of
No more
meat
barbecue
and you
style.
mix in 3 ounces of salt, ½ ounce of black pepper, ½ ounce of sage. I got the whole thing memorized.
Yeah, sounds like you've done it quite a few times.
I've done it before.
Just once though, right?
Eyes closed.
This you can cure.
Oh, yeah.
You can cure it like corned beef. And then you rub a spice mix on the outside. The spice mix would be coriander, black pepper, paprika, garlic, right? All over the outside. And then you smoke it. Like you would smoke a slab of bacon. Then you steam it, cook it off to get it tender. Then you slice it really thin like this. And that would be pastrami. And you fry it and put it on rye bread with mustard. Number 3, pick up. pastrami on bread. Like a deli in New York City.
Beautiful.
But this is also good the way it is. Like you could eat it like this.
Raw?
Well,
I was like, I'm gonna try it.
no, but high heat, really fast cook. You know, like really quick cook. It's very tasty. I could use that for like any kind of quick cook